YouTube channel. So today I've decided to do a short video of a safe door, security door that I made 6 years ago. And it's basically a door to keep this garage safe from intruders, so it's really secure and it's a double locking system. And it's also made out of Hardox steel, so it's quite tough the way it's designed. So I'm going to do a quick introduction first before I move on to showing the entire door inside and out. So the reason I decided to do this video is because to keep the channel running until I get more complicated projects uploaded in the future. However, at the minute there's issues with my runabout van. I've done an update video about a month ago, and the van, well, there was major surgery in the van, bodywork wise, and I changed the sills. I wasn't planning to go overboard, but I did, and I have changed all the bulkhead up around the strut members, and that was all pitted, so I cut it completely out and replaced it all with stainless. And the reason I use stainless is just because it's what I had lying about. And so that's really it. During the weekdays I'm working on my PhD, so I just don't have the time to be working at the van. I should be working on it right now, but I'm not because it's cold outside. So we're going to do a full walk around on this door now. It's not so much a project, but it's quite interesting too. And you could say, why am I making a video of something that's to secure my garage, but the door's there for a reason. You know, the door's doing a job, and it's also triggered, alarm triggered. There's sensors in the door and there's PIRs in this building here. So basically I'm showing the door, so if you want to build a double locking system door, you can. So I'm going to do a full walk around on it now, and inside and out, but first of all I'm going to start with inside the door, and actually moving on to the outside. So we're going to bring the camera up close now and do a full walk around. Not a complicated project, but it's something. Okay. So first things first, there was a frame right around the door. The frame is 2" by 4" or 50mm by 100mm box section, 3mm gauge. So it's quite thick compared to 2.5mm. This morning I only got round to putting the actual silicone in between the plaster and the actual box frame itself. The box frame is painted with vapormatic paint, as is the door. Black, pure black, and maybe New Holland black, I'm not sure, vapormatic. So like all my projects, anything I have lying around when I go to build something, if I have stainless, or I will use stainless over my steel. So basically if I had a big plate of stainless steel, I'd probably put it in this door. But then again, it's a security door, so it is a Hardox material. Okay, so we're going to first look at these hinges. So these hinges are designed using 12mm. Forgive me here, look, I forgot to paint this. Well, I didn't forget to paint it. I don't know what happened there. It might have been the day I was tapping the door into the frame. I was hitting this with a rubber mallet. So I put primer on it again, never painted blue. So first of all, this is a 12mm plate, and so is this. These two plates is 12mm, and you have an M20 bolt. There's no play between this 12mm plate and these two plates. Win a thigh. No, that's the alarm system. So if we go down here again, so we have a double lock on the hinge at this side, and we have a double hinges at this side. There's also a 20mm bolt with lock nut at the bottom, which is not required, but it's all in anyway. So these two plates you've run down the door here is just to strengthen the sheet steel, a bit of rigidity in it. So as you can see here on the inside of the door frame, you have the big 20mm bolts in here. Oh sorry, there's 16mm bolts, M16 3 anchor bolts, and there's 3 of them into the black wall. You can't get at these bolts on the outside, obviously, as you can see when the door's shut. Right round the door you have a 2mm gap, nothing bigger, as you can see here. And okay, so this here linkage system is designed for the double locking system. So basically when you move this up and down, it shoots the pins into the frame. The pins are 20mm, the pins are also hardened. So these bushings are pre-bought, they're not turned down, they're laid for nothing, and they're welded directly to the sheet steel using the MIG welder. These cams is basically just the offset the bolts and a pivot action, basically like a pair of scissors. So when both pins meet the frame, the exact same point, and you can see there's no gap around the pin to the door frame itself, so the hole in the door frame is exactly 20mm as is the pin. The pin is also powder coated, only at the edge here, maybe about 50mm in, and the inside of the pin and behind the bush here is a wee skiff of powder coat on it too. So there's a wee thin layer inside to keep it from rusting. Okay, so moving down, all these bolts are stainless. This is the locking system. It locks from the outside through a wee hole that I've cut in the door. This is the handle mechanism for opening and closing the linkage system. So as you can see here, when I push down on this, the pins shoot out. And it takes little effort. There's the pin shooting in. If I go again. And so basically now that's it. I'm going to move out to the outside. Hopefully I haven't forgotten anything. Okay, one wee thing first. So in behind, the way the door locks is, this is like a lever lock, 5 lever lock or whatever. And the brass, when you turn the key, the brass block shoots out. And by the time it shoots out, there's a stainless plate that, as you can see, it's welded in here. It's a bit of angle iron actually. Let me see if I can get in behind. A wee bit, there you can see it there sort of. At this point. And so that stops anybody from opening the door from the outside when that lock's engaged. So this is held on with a stainless bracket. You can see here I never finished painting it. So this was an extra that was added on after the door was painted. And so everything you see here is just the exact same as you see here. So this cam is the same as this cam. These cam and this plate is all 6mm. These two rods, as you could call them, are exactly the same length. They are actually, to look bigger than 50mm. It's 50mm flat bar, 6mm wide. And sorry, I was telling lies here. This plate's actually bigger than 6mm. It's maybe 8mm. So this is the pivot point for the cam. So this is it shooting out. Basically, I don't want to put the pins up against the frame, but I will demonstrate. There, I'll just touch it. Okay, so the pins shoot into the frame a 1/2 inch. Or maybe more, 3/4 inch, sorry. As you can see there, you can see the wee fine distance between the door and the frame. It's very minute, really small. On a warm day, a 30-degree day, you can actually see the door expand, and it just clips. It just clips the frame, the paint in the frame. Okay, so we're moving on to the outside here now. So this whole frame is bolted to the wall in 6 places, but it is also buried into the ground. So you can see there I have cut the ground out. It goes 100mm into the ground. And you're probably wondering, how does the door stop, or what does the door stop on? So right round the full door we have a nice stainless steel bead. It is actually painted black now. This stainless steel bead is welded on the whole way around, and basically that's to stop the door passing, or anybody putting bars in and all, because there's just clearly no gap there at all, as you can see. This is where you lock the door with a key. So basically that locks on back to front now, so I have to turn the key the opposite direction to lock it. This is the handle, made out of stainless again, and just going to go a wee walk back here to show. So on here before used to be a wooden door, no one of them out cardboard doors, and it was useless. So basically this door now is basically, you need a digger to go through it, to be honest. And where do I go from here? So in this handle design here, it is designed so it would break off if anybody puts too much pressure in the handle, say like over, might be rated at 80 kg or 50 or 80 kg, so this will nip if too much pressure is applied to the lock inside. But even so, If this lock is rated, this will never give, no matter how much pressure it's forced on top and upon it, on top of it here. I should have the keys in my pocket here. Hold on 2 seconds. Put the camera on the stand, 2 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to bring this camera up closer. That white silicon's new to me. It's just because I put it on today. So when I put the key in the hole, and I pull this bar up and turn it, you can see the brass block there is shot out. There, the brass block is shot out now, and it is maybe about 1/4 inch onto the stainless bar that's welded onto this. So you cannot move these pins back in now until you release this again with the key. So you can see it fell down there and opened. I will demonstrate that from the outside too. It's a wee bit awkward going in and out here, but it needs to be done. So here, if I put the key in the locking system, put my leg on the handle is about full to lock it. You have to turn the key the opposite direction. There you go. So the pins are out, and that's it. So the way this handle's held on, so this stainless 16mm bar, I think it is welded on to a 20mm shaft. The 20mm shaft has 3 bosses, 2 of them welded to the door, 1 of them welded to the actual handle. It's quite very strong actually. Here's a nipping point here, well it's designed to be a nipping point. If anybody puts too much pressure on the handle, it will break. But even at that, this brass block inside the door here is never going to give way, because this brass block in here is about 2 inches long, and it goes right on past this. It's well designed lock, it's a strong lock. So that's it, and on here we have a MIG weld, 1 run. There's a 20mm hole in this flat bar, and this is just another pivot here, pivot point. So it's 3 pivot points, pivot at the bottom, pivot here, and pivot at the top. Well, there's obviously more than 3 pivot points, but here's a hinge, the center point. This is a center point, this is a center point. This linkage and this linkage. Well, it's not going to work now, but I'm going to open this again now. So basically that's it. In behind here, these wee pins are slotted to slide directly into the 8mm plate. So there's an 8mm slice in the 20mm pin. The bolt goes through. There's no nut on the back of it because there is no room for a nut to be able to put on there. So what I have done is I've bored it and put a split pin through it and a washer, and that's it. So that's I think the full door tracked right through. Let me see. So these is the 20mm holes for. You can see there I have a bit of primer on them, and the only place the pins touching is the back here. And that's it. These holes is to allow the nut into for the anchor bolts, the M16 nut, and this is the other hole for the pin that shoots out, double locking system. So that's it. So basically this stays up with the pins. The pins are holding the actual linkage mechanism up. You can see there, and they're held on. That's how neat the holes are in the door frame. Really neat. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about one thing. I think, hopefully one thing. So on the outside of this door here, you have a nice vinyl. It's like a blue, what do you call it? Platinum or colour, and like a neon colour. It is brushed. And basically I have stuck it on to the steel door. The steel door was primed, blasted, primed and painted blue. Flattened again for the vinyl. Just to leave a nice flat surface. And the blue texture is actually quite nice. So that's locking the door, handle up. The door's not locked at the moment because I haven't turned the key. Just a wee quick video of it again. You can see here the heat put into the handle to bend it. So that's it. There's not much else I can say about it. As you can hear there, the locking system going into place. I hope you enjoyed. Wasn't a very long video, but it's better than nothing. Oh yeah, there's one other thing too. I keep forgetting things. See at the bottom of the door here, you have a brush, 50mm long bristles on it. The frame of the brush is aluminium. Just a good wee brush. Keep the pest out. Also keeps the drafts out, you know, so you can see there the brush at the very bottom. And them stickers is just alarms and camera labels, you know, nothing important. So, forgot to mention one other thing too. Here's the bottom of the door, or the bottom of these. Let me see if I get this camera. So the bottom of the bushings you have grease nipples, but that is not required, not needed at all. And there's one on the bottom too. So anything that you see at the bottom here is exactly the same as the top. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed. As I say, wasn't a very complicated video, but then again, you know, it's better than nothing. Okay everyone, so on to the manufacturing of the door. So the first stages was making the frame and the actual door to suit the size of the hole in my garage. The bit of material, red material there, red oxide on it, a wee bit of rust on it, was sandblasted, but it was previously used for something else, so it was cut to size and grinded into a nice neat fitment. A 2mm gap right round between the door and the frame. So it was blasted, primered, painted and left at 2 stage, and this has been assembled. The linkage system is all stainless, so it doesn't require no paint at all. So you can see here the powder coated pins sliding into the boss. So at this stage here, I forgot to put the locking system on before I painted the door, so it had to be grinded back there, the paint there, and the stainless bracket made and welded on using the TIG. So there is the black pins, powder coated and sliding into the boss. There's a nice slot filed up, cut and then filed on the inside for the actual sliding of the pins themselves. So this is a door, a video that I created 6 years ago, over 6 years ago, and it's something I was showing just when the door was installed. I think the door is great. The door is primered at the back at this point. So the door was sandblasted, primered, and then painted blue, and then I noticed a lot of bumps in it, so I flattened it and painted primered it again. At this stage I was excited to put on this vinyl. I didn't use water, I put it on dry. The next images show this, and this is the door half done. So this is pushing all the bubbles out and applying the vinyl down towards the bottom of the door, around the handle, and that's really it. So the pictures I follow off today on the making of this video. You can see the white bead around the door there, that was only done this morning. So this is the door finished. Wasn't much to it, to be honest. You know, it's not a complicated project as such, but it's for keeping my garage secure. So this is the camper system, or the linkage system for the locking mechanism, and this is the lock itself. Shoots out. This is the door finished. I obviously need to put paint on the floor and paint on the walls still, but I haven't got time. Thank you for watching, everybody. Come again soon. Please subscribe and like if you haven't already. Thank you.